Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's Monday, so you know it's time we kick it off with some motivation. Here's the quote. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. Life isn't just about the bright, beautiful moments. It's also about the challenges that shape us. The struggles, setbacks, and difficult days may feel overwhelming, but they are a part of the journey toward something greater. Growth happens in hard times, and strength is built in the moments when you want to give up, but you choose to keep going. Every challenge is a stepping stone to something better, and every storm eventually clears. If you want the joy, the success, and the fulfillment, you have to be willing to push through the tough seasons. The difficulties you face today are preparing you for the rewards ahead. So keep going. The rainbow is coming right after the rain. Now on to the show. First up, it's Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry, and we're discussing something that we can all relate to, which is mental burnout. So you don't want to miss that discussion. Then Visit Fort Wayne joins me to share about some popular events happening in March and the best ways to celebrate St. Patrick's Day in downtown. And later, Aging Compass is here, breaking down their new and free online platform for senior care services. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry. Welcome back to Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry, and I'm so thrilled to be joined by Sean Goddard, the owner of Viking Psychiatry. Hi, Sean.
Hi, good to see you again.
Welcome back. Look, we're doing a little matchy-matchy.
Great minds, right?
Right, exactly. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the rise of mental health burnout. Mm-hmm. And so it's so interesting because burnout is something that you would typically hear when you're at a workplace, right? Mm-hmm. You're tired of the job, you're working too hard, and it's like, oh, I have burnout. But now that's kind of applying to different things all over the place. So why do you think that change is happening?
Yeah, I think of it has a lot to do with lifestyle nowadays, right? Mm-hmm. Burnout on employment still occurs every single day. We are all so busy working and trying to get things done. We're in an environment that often doesn't allow for single-family incomes, right? Everybody has to work. There's daycare that's involved, all those different things. But so there can be a lot of blurring between work-life boundaries, right? Mm-hmm. Between what you need to accomplish at work. I often joke that I think cell phones were one of the worst inventions ever made, right? Because it used to be that if something was needed, they call, they leave a message right on the answering machine, and you get to it when you get to it and you get back to them. But now there's this instant need, right? When somebody sends you a message, you're supposed to respond right away. Plus there's all that social media that's on top of it. We've got all these different things between Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, right? That's even work related. And when people send messages and get notifications and all those types of things, we're just constantly being bombarded from so many different areas that we often don't even get a chance to rest or relax. So,
right, that's true. And I mean, what do you think as like looking at all of those things? Because I agree, the phone is a lot, right? And I once read this message that people are like, oh, well, once I get to a spot where I just have the mental capacity to respond to a message, then I will text you back. People are trying to, I guess, build boundaries in some ways, but it is like that anxiety of, oh, I have these pending messages, these pending emails at my fingertips. So what do you think are some of the biggest warning signs that people can identify to kind of see if they're reaching burnout?
Yeah, really good question. And you bring up a great point, even with, running a practice, right? I'm seeing clients all day long, but I also have emails coming in all day long. And what's the priority and who do I respond to first? And that within itself can be overwhelming to people because there's this expectation that everybody is supposed to be the priority. So we can often see emotional numbness or detachment, right? We see people who just begin to say maybe something that they love or they're very passionate about has just overwhelmed them so much that they say, this doesn't have the priority that I need, right? right? I'm done. I'm drained, right? We can see worsening of sleep, where our mind especially is running 100 miles an hour. And what did I do? What did I not do? Who did I not respond to? And sometimes even I can be famous for that 9 o'clock text, because I realized that person who I saw texted me earlier in the day, who I meant to respond as soon as I had that first availability, and then I forgot all about it. But then, oh my gosh, I don't want them to think that I don't care, right? Or I didn't see it, or those types of things. And so we can also have physical symptoms of burnout, just feeling drained and exhausted. I told you that I came back from training over this weekend, so I worked all weekend long too, right? And then came back, and Monday was an extremely busy day. And I sat down finally in the evening, and I actually turned to my wife and I just said, I am drained today, right? I'm drained. And sometimes there can be a sense of guilt in that, right? That there's still all these things that I needed to do, but I'm just drained and maybe didn't want to do it anymore. And so there can be a sense of emotional guilt to that, as well as all those things that we didn't do that we feel we had to have done or should have done.
So what about a solution for that? So people recognize the signs. They're like, okay, I'm definitely in this category. Sometimes self-care, is thrown out, like, oh, well, just relax, do something that, is pleasurable to yourself. But does that really work?
Yeah. Self-care, absolutely. But I think it's also, for example, psychotherapy can be a very beneficial thing to go through and talk with somebody about creating some plans and some boundaries and some barriers can be very effective. But we've talked before that, well, what is self-care and what is that defined as? And you and I had talked about you wanting to watch a show, right?
Yeah.
The name's right there on the tip of my tongue. Scandal. There we go.
I just got someone else on that show this week.
And so now somebody else is going to be doing 3 or 4 episodes for self-care, right? But I think more importantly, it becomes, and sometimes this can be gained through psychotherapy, but learning to set expectations and boundaries, right? For example, if I'm receiving a lot of emails during the day, and people, I've had people that reply back an hour later and say, I sent this email, right? Or later that day, I've sent this email, I haven't heard back from you. Setting boundaries and letting people know and understand what's realistic for you, right? My typical response time is going to be 12 to 24 hours, right? And so that you don't feel that overwhelming responsibility or guilt of having to respond immediately, because often we allow something else to fall short to take care of something else. So it's about creating that kind of boundary with everybody, and also a self-understanding that that's okay, right? That we don't have to be 100% all the time, and that we need to put our priorities. People have talked about to-do lists forever, but I keep that active and going. And with today's technology, it's great, right? We have AI on our phone now, right? So I can just say, hey, blank, I'm not going to say it and make everybody's go off at home, right? But please remind me at 5 o'clock today that I need to do this, right? So then I'm able to immediately make sure that I'm going to prioritize that later, but then let it go and not worry about it anymore, because now I know that it's going to be there later for me to do.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I feel like we can talk about this subject all day. It's so good. Burnout, what it looks like, what we can do to improve it, because it takes each of us just really being mindful to that. So thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you.
Great chatting with you. And if you would like more information about Viking Psychiatry, we'll have their website listed below. Give them a call, check out their services, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Enjoy fun in the sun on Living Local 15. Become a tourist in your own city. Visit your favorite spots and have some fun with me.
From kayaking to rappelling off a building, I show you ways to have an adventure in Northeast Indiana every weekday morning at 9 on WANE 15. So join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams weekdays at 9 on WANE 15 and catch past episodes on WANE.com.
Spring is in the air, well, almost, but this month we're going to learn about all the exciting things happening around Fort Wayne as we move to kick off spring. And joining me today is Visit Fort Wayne's Digital Content Manager, Erin. Hello, good morning.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yes. Okay, so of course this month is filled with so many different activities. The most important, of course, St. Patty's Day.
Yes.
People love to celebrate that day. Downtown just really takes over and all full in different ways. So tell me about what's happening.
Yes, so it's an exciting month. You know, I think by this time of year, we're all ready for spring and warmer weather. So yes, St. Patrick's Day is, of course, a big event, and we're really looking forward to it. So one of the great events that's really for the whole family, for all ages, is Get Green Fest. And so that is happening Saturday, March 15th. So the whole family is really invited. It's going to start with a 5K or a 5-kilt run walk event, which is so fun. And then, of course, they're going to have the St. Mary's River greening that day with the eco-friendly vegetable dye. They're going to turn the St. Mary's River green. It's so much fun. And then throughout the day, they've got live music, contests for all ages, so that's a lot of fun. But then, you know, for those 21 and over, we have some great Irish pubs. So J.K. O'Donnell's, they're going to have some great events, lots of live music at the Pitch, which is their outdoor soccer-themed bar out in the back. That's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday and Monday. And then Deer Park, they have a full weekend planned with their Clover Classic, which is so much fun. They're going to have a parade on Monday, their green beer and keg tapping. So tons of great events throughout the weekend.
There is, and you say the kilt walk.
Yes. So if you're looking to get a little active, this is a 5K event, and you know, lots of people wear their kilts that day, and it's so much fun.
I love that.
Yes.
Okay. And my favorite is definitely when the river turns green. Like they really, you know, have to put in a lot of good stuff for that. So that's always fun. Okay. And so what else is happening for this month? I mean, I'm sure there's just so much stuff springing up, literally.
Yes, I know. We have a lot going on. So, of course, March is basketball season. And so the
March
season is
Madness.
really amping up. We're excited to once again here in Fort Wayne host the NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship. So this is coming up March 20th and 22nd. On the 20th, the top 4 teams are going to be here for those 2 semifinal games. And then on Saturday, the 22nd, we're going to crown another champion here in Fort Wayne. So tickets are on sale now, and we just cannot wait for that.
So where does that game take place?
Yes, so these will be played at the Memorial Coliseum, and it's just an amazing atmosphere. Trine, they were the champions last year, and so we can't wait to see who the final 4 teams are this year.
Yes, that is exciting. And then, so of course, the first day of spring is March 20th.
Yes.
It's my birthday too, so that's how I know that day.
That's perfect.
And so what's going to happen at the latter part of this month?
Yes, okay, so I'm really excited because the Fort Wayne Zoo is going to open for the season on March 28th. They've got some really new, exciting things to offer this year. So they're going to have a new exhibit called Coastal Cove, and it's going to have sea lions and seals there together. That's going to be really amazing. And then a really fun nighttime new event going on. It's called Glow Wild. So this is going to be, yes, like I said, a nighttime event at the zoo. You can come and see the zoo. They're going to have gigantic lantern animal displays. So the pictures look amazing. I can't wait to see it in person, and that's going to kick off on March 28th as well.
Okay, well that's really exciting.
Yes.
Okay, so but that's just a handful of so much that's happening.
Yes.
Your website provides a full list of people, things that's going on, where people can go and visit, comedy shows that's happening, musicals, theatrics, and then of course just the little pop-ups that happen throughout the month too, right?
Yes, exactly. So visit fortwayne.com. That's where we have our calendar of events. So yes, like you said, we're bringing in lots of great comedy acts here in Fort Wayne, some touring concerts, lots of theater performances. The Philharmonic, they're going to perform the music of Harry Potter in March, so I think that's going to be really fun.
Cool.
So that's where you can find all of these great events, special exhibits at the Botanical Conservatory, and more. So that's all available on our website.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Erin.
Yes, thank you.
And if you would like more information about Visit Fort Wayne, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
This segment sponsored by Aging Compass. We are continuing our conversation with Aging Compass, which connects those seeking senior care with reliable local options for the support that they need. And joining me today is Drew Calsto, their sales executive. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, Jessica.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good
to see you.
Yes. Okay, so we're continuing talking about Aging Compass because you all just launched top of this year.
Yep.
And you provide a really unique way of really bridging that gap between those looking for services and those families that may have people that need senior care and the businesses that offer the services, right?
Correct.
Okay, so let's talk about the benefits. Kind of give us an overview of what the Aging Compass website is, and then let's roll into the benefits of it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so agingcompass.com is a completely free to use website for all the users, and it can be accessed by anyone, anywhere, at any time, for pretty much any senior resource that you can think of. So first you go to the service types at the very top of our website, and from there you can either use the interactive map to find businesses close to you in proximity, or if location doesn't really matter to you, you can just scroll through the list of businesses. So with the detailed business profiles and the contact business button, you're able to not only find a business, but also get connected with them within a couple of clicks. But one of the things we want to emphasize is that Aging Compass is not a consulting firm. So instead, we're a user-empowered platform that provides everything that you would need and gives you the tools to make the right choice for your aging loved one.
Right, and so that user empowered is really like it's super user friendly because people can kind of do the research themselves.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Super easy to use for anybody.
Okay, great. And so on the family side, how do you feel that this really has helped them, or how you plan to help them as they are seeking that care? Like, why should they kind of gravitate towards your resource as opposed to just like going and probably trying to Google all of these businesses themselves?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I would say that with Aging Compass, instead of going through countless websites or making endless phone calls to gather your information, Aging Compass essentially consolidates all that information into one easy-to-use platform. So whether you're looking for housing options, medical care, professional services such as financial services, legal services, Aging Compass essentially has you covered.
Wow, that's a lot under one site, so that's really cool. But this is also really beneficial to businesses too. So when I talked before about bridging that gap between the families and businesses can actually promote or share their resources on your website, right? So how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So businesses, what they gain from being on Aging Compass is they get enhanced visibility in the Fort Wayne market because we are the one-stop go-to for all things senior care. They also are provided with detailed data analytics that we provide them, and they also get direct access to customers that are already looking for their services. They just may not know where to start.
Okay, that's cool. And so when it comes to the competition, level on it, do you offer multiple different businesses of one specific service?
Yeah, so we have a bunch of different service types on our website. I kind of mentioned some of the housing options, so independent living, assisted living. As far as medical options, there's dental offices, dialysis centers, medical and non-medical and home care. And then for professional services, you have lawyers, tax services, insurance. I mean, there's really truly is a wide variety. We want to be the one-to go-to platform for all things senior care that you can think of in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, and so for the families or seniors themselves who are looking for all of this care and help, how do they get connected with you as far as this service? Is this a membership-based service?
Yeah, so it's completely free to all the users. There's no strings attached when it comes to families just looking for the right care for their loved one. But essentially, businesses, in order to be on the platform, they would need to subscribe and pay a monthly subscription to offer their services and get connected with the Fort Wayne market.
Okay, but that's great. I love a free resource to those who are using it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty great. So what do you think is the main thing you really want people to walk away with, understanding Aging Compass? I mean, first off, walk away with the fact that it's free and you just log in and then you get access to all of these businesses and understanding it under one platform, which is great. But what should people really take from this?
Yeah, so I'd say that the one thing that we want people to take away, again, Aging Compass is completely free to use. There's no login. Anybody can access or use it at any time. And it really is the one-stop go-to for all things senior care. So we want to invite everybody to go to our website. We'd like to invite you, Jessica, to visit our website and just check out all the amazing resources out there and see what Fort Wayne's Best has to offer.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Drew.
Thanks, Jess.
And if you would like more information about Aging Compass, we'll leave their website below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Aging Compass.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Join me, Jessica Williams, on Living Local 15 every weekday morning at 9 on WANE 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams on WANE 15.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, you can always catch up on episodes and segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.